As you can see, COVID is still a presence in our county. And since our last update, we have 47 additional student cases and 7 additional staff cases. And thanks to Ms. Ng, we have passed out over 27,000 additional COVID test kits since 2 weeks ago. And now when you receive those COVID test kits, where originally it was meant to be used only for our students and staff, the state has now granted us permission to allow all of our staff, all of our families to use them for themselves as well. And today the county medical officer informed superintendents that there is a slight change in the protocols for testing. Now, if you feel that you have been exposed to another person who has COVID, you've recently traveled, or you've been in a very large congregation of people, those would be opportunities for you to test. Another additional piece that has changed is that for students, students who have COVID, they only need to remain away from others for 5 days. And Cal OSHA is still maintaining 10 days for employees. Then the next step is I want to point out how important it is for us to stay up to date on our vaccines. This graphic here demonstrates that for those who have the recent bivalent vaccine, that they are 3 times less likely to die, and those who have had their full primary vaccines are 3 times less likely to die, and those who have received the full bivalent and primary compared to those who have never received a COVID, they're 14 times less likely to die. So it's very important that we assure at least that our children and youth have the vaccine. And you can see here that for the primary series vaccine, that we as a county did pretty well. And for the bivalent booster, however, there's still great room for growth. Our youth ages 12 to 17, only 24% have been vaccinated with the bivalent. That's the most recent vaccine, and 20% of children ages 5 to 11. So Milpitas Unified will have another vaccination clinic this spring. Next, I would like to remind everybody that we are in the midst of our cost management budget priorities discussions for March. We have a virtual discussion tomorrow evening at 7, and then an in-person on the 21st at 5 p.m. at the San Jose Extension on Escuela Parkway. And then also we've launched our Thought Exchange, which is in 2 parts. So if you were to either go to TE, which stands for thoughtexchangejoin.com, and then put in this code, you would get goal 1, which is what are our budget priorities for MUSD students to receive standards-based instruction, curriculum, and highly qualified teachers in a safe environment. And then our other 2 goals for budget priority are around thriving students academically, socially, emotionally, as well as student, district, and families working together as partners. And you can log in and provide your own thoughts as well as star those thoughts of others. So even if you've already submitted yours, you can go back and rate others. So just to give you an example of what it looks like, here we can see that with goal number 1, we have had 504 participants who shared 318 unique thoughts, and then together rated over 6,765 times. And you can see that to date, these are the areas that have bubbled up under this budget priority area of instruction and assessments by qualified teachers in a safe environment. So this is your opportunity from now until the end of March to please provide your input as well. And we are continue to send that out by Parent Square as well as by email and social media. Thank you, Executive Director Johari. And that concludes the State of the District for tonight.